Hello, welcome back. I am so excited for today because I, as you know, try to give it up to Source, to God, to the universe, and let my day be curated as much as I can. And in that, it goes a little something like, if I meant to make a video today, have it come through. And I'm driving, I am living my best life, I'm listening to the song Church Clap, like all is good. And then all of a sudden, faith, like it comes through. And it feels different because it doesn't feel like one of my thoughts. It comes out of nowhere. And I've done this enough with intuition that I know where it's coming from. I know that source coming through. And so I said, okay, the message received. I will go home and I will turn on the camera and I will let it flow. And I will let it come through, whatever message is meant to come through. And the best part about this is it's foundational for everything else we talk about. But it's also something that once you get more into the meditation and more into plugging in that power cord and hearing source coming through and more in the flow, you reach deeper and deeper appreciation and levels of faith in just what you thought was possible. That whole move mountain, move and it moves there is so much more to that sentence that when you connect, you will know. When you connect and you're connected to that universal consciousness, that divine flow, that coherent, loving field of energy, you download, for lack of a better word, so much information. And this is actually something I did as a kid, and I didn't know how I knew things, but I would know things. And not like creepy things, but like I would know like this is the way certain things worked, or overarching themes, or I would see part of an adult situation and know more of what was going on, and I didn't really know why, or that anybody else couldn't do that. And it wasn't until I was older, and it wasn't until I started really meditating and connecting and getting more of these downloads in all sorts of topics that I realized that I had moments in flow. And I think that it's not special. I think that all kids are like this. I think that you come in super high, super connected, and you just tend to shut a bunch of these things down, and you're just bringing them all online again and lighting them up. And it's so good. There's a remembrance to it that I think that it's remembering because we did it. So, talking about faith, there's things that will come that you'll understand more than you've ever understood in your life, in the quiet, stillness, peaceful areas of meditation in space. And there's just no room for anything other than bliss. And the more you do it, the more you bring it back, and the more you live it, and the more you stay in that positive mindset and choose happiness, because it's what comes naturally, and it's when you're connected to source how it feels, that hell yeah, that following your 12 o'clock, that when you get knocked out, you go right back in and you get to that space, to that nowhere, and you're back, and you're back, and you're back. And it's all about shortening that response time to whatever trigger happens in our life back to neutral. The worst is when people have a lifestyle based on something that happened 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago that they never let go. The best is when you get knocked out and you're already seeing that you're trying to get knocked out and you're already back in. That is like the fastest. This is what, ideally, maybe you just don't even want to get knocked out at all. You want to see it coming and see it passing, which sometimes when that happens in moments of synchronicity and bliss, you are just so divinely connected and feeling incredible. So I wanted to talk about faith. And faith is part of it, is what I do when I turn over my days, because I know I'm connected and I know that I am being divinely guided. Jesus called God Father. It's almost like that. Another book that I read recently that was amazing, he referred to God, to the higher self, to the soul, to the universe, to the spirit, to the universal consciousness, to that being of energy as like the senior partner. And like the vibe of it that you get, like what does the senior partner know? They know everyone. They are connected all through town. They have been through it all. They have a million tricks. They have a million solutions. If something goes to them and they say that they're going to settle a case or whatever they say they're going to do, they do, because their mindset is crystal clear. They know it's going to happen. They know what they're capable of. And anything that trickles up is just like child's play. So that, in a way, is like a vibe for just feeling that connection to source, that when you turn it over, you are in, there's not even words to describe the hands that you're in. And so it doesn't just stop with our day. It stops with, anything that can happen in your life, you can pause. And if a solution doesn't immediately come to you, then think about this. Focusing on the problem, trying to come up with a solution. If it hasn't immediately come to you, is you staying in the frequency of the problem. So I invite you to try having a problem, having a hiccup, having a little road bump in your day, because we don't even need to label it, because some of the best things come from these road bumps that launch us in other directions. Saying, oh, I know the solution, and moving with it. Or if you don't know the solution, say, all right, God, source, universal consciousness, the universe, whatever term you use, divine, beloved, Lord, our Father, anything that you use. Surprise me. Show me the answer to this one. Bring it back to me. And you have a knowing that you're sending it up to the senior partner, that it's going to be handled. And you move, you throw that grapple hook, you pull yourself up and you move about your day in the solution frequency. And when you least expect it, you will be doing something blissful, like listening to Church Clap or listening to any song that gets you moving. Good Morning by Max Frost. And then all of a sudden, boom, there's that solution out of nowhere. Whew. Better than you could have ever planned, better than you could have ever imagined. And often you think, how did I not think of that? Oh my gosh, it's brilliant. Done. You didn't stay in the problem frequency. You got to the solution frequency. You got to that hell yeah, 12 o'clock. Life is amazing, blissful state. And from there, you're connected to source. You get the GPS directions. You get stuck, you get the answer. You throw up your day, show me the best way to do this, and you listen. And the way that we listen is with meditation. Creating that space, it gets so good. So that's faith. Faith is walking in the room and flipping the light switch. How many times have you flipped the light switch? Probably the first time you flipped it as a kid, you saw what happened and you knew that was going to happen. You had faith. You had a knowing. You didn't have hope, which is lack of faith, really. It's all the way down at the bottom, but I don't want to be negative, so I'm going to say I hope. Way down there. Faith is knowing. It's knowing it's going to happen. It's knowing that when you release that control, when you surrender, when you go into it and know that you'll be divinely guided, you'll be divinely guided. Faith moves mountains. And we get faith by meditating, by creating that space, by stepping into that flow over and over and over, by seeing the programs, the monkey mind, all of these things that cross our lens, seeing the reflection of reality, removing the things that we need to remove by letting them pass through us. I'm going to link those 2 videos that I've mentioned a billion times. If you don't have a way to remove emotions and sit with them and let them pass through your body, because I don't know how you would do this without that. To me, that is the cornerstone. That is my everything, is removing emotions, connecting to it in the subconscious and letting it pass through, because otherwise you're holding on to it. You have trapped emotions, you have a pain body, you are easily triggered, you have a swirling ball of energy of what you're attracting, which you don't even want, which you keep looking at, which you're trying to stuff down or repress. That is no way to live. Everybody can remove emotions and let them go, and you deserve to, because that is the way to your best life ever. But anyways, all of that goes back to faith, goes back to stepping in and knowing. And the way we know is by playing around a little bit, by building small things. Start playing with the universe, playing with God. Show me this, show me that, show me a blue car, show me a perfect solution to this problem, and giving it up and letting it go And when it comes back, you go, okay, I flipped that light switch and it freaking worked. The light turned on. I am in meditation and I know it. I feel it. I am in that spot of heaven. I'm not in hell, down here in the problem frequency, living in these problems and living in hell on earth. I have thrown the grapple hook up. I'm in the solution frequency. I'm in the frequency of the divine. I feel it. I know it. I can go into it. I feel it deep. I've climbed deep in the center of my being. Source is flowing through me. I am plugged in. I am in heaven. And from here, everything will be added on to you. From here is where we create, where we see. And this is why meditation is everything, because it's literally gets you in the driver's seat by unseating your mind, running the show, unseating your body, running the show, having every reason to get back up out of meditation. You're literally creating space and stillness. You're slowing down thought so that you can put your focus where you want it to go and choose those thoughts that are so good. We can audit from there because we're present, because learning to place your focus is everything. This is why everything, commercials, a 5-second commercial is millions of dollars, because where you place your focus and your attention is where your energy goes, and you will end up with whatever that product is, most likely. That's why they pay it. You taking charge of your focus again and being able to command it and getting into that driver's seat is the keys to the kingdom. It's everything. A lot of these things I'll say is everything because it is everything. Meditation is everything. Your focus is everything. Your presence is everything. Getting back to that neutral 12 o'clock is everything. Your faith is everything. It's all circular. It's all that movie strip. It's all that infinity sign circling right back on itself. And when you do one, jump on with whatever feels comfortable to you. Right now, if it's just directing your focus, if it's just auditing your reality in front of you, if it's looking at it and seeing what you are, because to change the world around you, you must change who you are within, and how that presents to the world reflects to the world, and that is a reflection that you get back. The world is a mirror. The world is a receipt. It's a printout. You don't change the receipt and you go into the program, you go into heaven, you get there and you focus and you create what you desire and you become the good that you want to see in the world, and suddenly the world changes. The world is the most incredible, loving, beautiful place if you let it show you that. And if you let go of the negativity and the programs that might be running, which I know they run deep. I get it. I have the same ones. Had the same ones, maybe have some of the same ones, but it is constant auditing that reflection, because it is a gift, and auditing that monkey mind and focusing those thoughts and getting into that center 12 o'clock, plugging in, hearing source come through, feeling divinely inspired. There is nothing better than being divinely inspired. There is nothing better than the hell yes of creation. Hell yeah. And only you have your specific gifts and talents that you came into this earth with, and uncovering them with the removal of everything that is not that. Auditing and removing everything that is not you will show those diamonds and show those gems, and it gets to be so good. You get to have an incredible life. Yeah, you. Because this isn't just for me. This isn't just for other people. If you can look at somebody and see them shining, full of light, vibrant, loving their life, you send them love, because you know they are holding that lantern for you to find it. They're holding that vibration. They're leading you there out of love, because it's what they would want. Because when you love yourself, you love your neighbors. You see this, there is no separation, that separation is a joke. It's one of the jokes of earth. Is separation, ever believing in separation, that separation in a lot of ways is the root of all suffering. And when you realize that you're not separate, you're not alone, you're not divided, you're not different, you're not weird, you're not anything. You're exactly the same. You are source, the creator, the divine, coming through with just your unique gifts. And if you're feeling tortured in any way mentally, just know that you're not alone. Thoughts, emotions, programs, the past, all of these things can feel debilitating. So ask for help through these. not just for other people, but ask to be shown. Show me what video I need to watch right now. Show me how to remove that. I'm going to link the videos of removing emotions. They feel so overwhelming, but you can do it. You can break right through them and you can let them go, because they're only overwhelming because you've resisted them. And what we resist persists. And we don't want to hold on to that. We want to hold on to how good it could get. The light and the love and the joy and the creativity and the inspiration and the imagination and the play and the divine meetings and the timings and just the perfect solution to everything. And looking back and seeing how every stepping stone aligned perfectly to where you are now, and you cannot wait to keep running at where you're going. You cannot wait to get out of bed in the morning because life is so good, and you cannot wait to lay down at night and go over your gratitude, go into meditation, go to nowhere, nothing, no one, in space, and just marvel at the feeling of the divine, marvel at the bliss, and know that there's always more love, there's always more goodness, there's always more. There's no such thing as lack or scarcity in this world. None. It's a program. It's a limiting belief. And fear-based limiting beliefs are the first thing you should be kicking out to the curb, and seeing the abundance of oxygen to breathe, sunshine on your skin. Look at fruit trees. They just grow abundantly, and vegetables. Like there's abundance everywhere if you start looking. It gets to be so good. It just depends what you're looking at. And you decide what you're looking at by placing that focus, and you decide how much faith you're going to have with your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind has the programs, your conscious mind has to have faith. And if your conscious mind is telling you that you're not safe, or you don't have faith, you can't have faith, this has happened before, that's huge. That is you getting a glimpse of the program right at the root, the code typed into your computer. So you sit with that and you can remove that and move forward and focus on what you do want, and focus on positivity and audit every thought, every single thought, and move it back. You get a negative thought, you're going to let it go. You've got, 5 seconds to let it go. You got a problem, you got 5 seconds. You have the solution? No? All right, give me a solution to this one. And you let it go and you move on. And you get to that highest good, you throw that grapple hook, you get to that hell yeah solution, and you wait. Because in there, it will keep coming. It will keep coming. It will keep coming. It sounds counterintuitive because we have this sick fascination with focusing on our problems, thinking that if we just really hyper focus and get really serious, we can tackle this. And that is just so old school. So not the way things are done. And when you start playing the game how it's actually created, and you've got your connection to source, you've got everything you need, and you know it because you feel it. So go enjoy your beautiful day. Whatever nuggets in this video, like you got that little zing from something, go run and chase it. If it's you need another meditation, do it. If it's you feel inspired to whatever, do it. This is your one great life. Go enjoy that beautiful day. Thank you for being here. Remember to follow that intuition, follow that guidance wherever it leads. Leave a comment if you feel so inspired and had any thoughts to share your beautiful genius with other people. Because when you create and put things into the world through comments or love or thinking to call somebody, whatever you do, it gets where it needs to go, and it creates that ripple effect. So go and do it and be your beautiful, unique, only one of you that there exists in the world out of billions of people. Have an amazing day.